जन्म सदाधिकार क्यों पवित्रता व सत्यता प्राप्त करने के लिए आप सभी ने पहले अपने सत स्वरूप आत्मा को जान लिया, अपने सद्भाव शिक्षक सतगुरु को पहचान लिया और पा लिया। जब तक कोई अपने सत स्वरूप व सद्भाव को नहीं जानते तो संपूर्ण पवित्रता सत्यता की शक्ति आ नहीं सकती। तो आप सभी सत्यता और पवित्रता की शक्ति के अनुभवी है ना। और आप सबने इस समय के अनुभव द्वारा पवित्रता को ऐसे सहज अपनाया जो इस समय की प्राप्ति का प्रारब्ध देवताओं की पवित्रता नेचुरल और नेचर अच्छा।
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today's day 7. The personality of purity. Realizations of a pure soul. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Yes, flowers look beautiful, right? Beautiful 80 roses, such beautiful colors, right? We want to share all that beautiful flowers which come for Baba's home, Baba's family. So whole Avyakti Parivar can enjoy them. Beautiful colors also. Yes, realization, and it's called power of realization. I find it's really a divine gift if one can have realization, because realization definitely has deep connection with purity or having clean heart. When heart is clean and you are not holding anything from the past of your own self or of anyone else, then your heart is very clean. And with that clean heart, with that purity, you instantly realize where I could have been better, not where I was wrong, but I could have been better. So when there is this realization that I could have done better or said something which is more pleasant and brings happiness, then with realization, you are able to transform immediately. And that transformation brings lot of, not only increases the power of purity, but also contentment. And that person, one who keep changing towards, more and more purity, progress, also remains very light. But if there is lack of realization, which is kind of resistance in accepting that I need to be better, I must be improved, I should move more like, more transformation. And that soul, one who has realizations, mm, actually, as I said, it's a kind of power one has. Some take long time to realize that what kind of sanskars make them behave in a particular way, say things in a particular way. So it's very important, because with purity, my personality should also be, of course, truthful, but very sweet and very humble. So every moment in life, there could be realizations. And realization shouldn't be you sit in a corner and you regret about something or feel sorrow or sad. I shouldn't have done this. It shouldn't have. So what? What's the benefit? But what should I do? What should I do? What I shouldn't do, if that keep coming in mind, you won't be clear about what should I do. And I'm fortunate that I have this quality. I immediately know if I would have done this way, this was the better way and would have been good results. But also not just, as I said, feeling sad or feeling lack of self-respect, lack of capacity. No. Keep increasing power of realization that Baba is connecting that lot with the clean heart. And clean heart, Baba is saying, not to hold anything. So it's a really beautiful gift in the life where I instantly realize And when I realize, then I change. Then if it is a big mistake, then I say sorry to with whom it had happened. Also go to Baba and express that yes, I could have done this, in the sense of I should have been better. Anything, whether uh, not only self-transformation, but when we are interacting with others, you will be very well respected if you instantly realize and say, I will do better. I could have done this better. I think that I saw Dadi's also in introvertedness. There is always learning. And that person looks like uh, a person who takes something special and move forward in a very joyful way. So I think that you all must be internally realizing what is power of realization, right? Some realize and they become very sad. And some realize they are very joyful. Okay, let's move forward now. I will do better next time. So a lot of then self-respect, self-trust, and as Baba said, that true self recognition of that also comes. So purity, contentment, and power of realization, all that, what we are trying to see, that as your purity is increasing, your personality of purity, these qualities will be visible, or you will experience these powers. So one of that is power of realization. Because main, first term people use self-realization. What is self-realization? As Baba says, I am a pure soul. And then truth becomes like your main virtue. Knowing yourself as a pure soul is self-realization, right? And when there is self-realization, there is improvement and I become perfect, right? So reflect on that and see within yourself if you have power of realization, or there is stubbornness or resistance and somewhere non-acceptance. So think about it, reflect on that. Om Shanti.
देखो ये बाबा पहली शक्ति है हमारे को बाबा बाबा का हाथ है बाबा का साथ है और बाबा की शक्ति है और बाबा के सेवा में खुशी है इसलिए थक ऐसा तो मैं नहीं समझती हूँ कभी हम कहूँ मैं तो आज थकी पड़ी हूँ ऐसा न फील होता न होता टाइम पर आराम किया ठीक है कभी थक होता भी है आराम किया चलो थके हैं एक आधा घंटा आराम किया था खत्म पूरा हुआ आधा घंटा बहुत बहुत 1 घंटा आराम करो सब तक खत्म बाकी तो खुशी में उड़ते रहो चलते रहो तो तन भी मदद करता है खुशी में बाबा की खुशी से सेवा से बल मिलता और वो सेवा का बल शरीर को भी मदद करता कई पूछते हैं दादी आपकी उम्र क्या है, मैं कहती हूँ अभी 70 शुरू हुआ, 70। लेकिन मैं हमेशा समझती हूँ शायद मैं आप लोग जो 30-32 बरस की सदी वैसे समझते हम तो छोटे हैं, अभी हम इतनी छोटी हूँ। कभी आता है क्या स्टूडेंट लाइफ? इसका कारण है ये भी है दादी ने, स्टूडेंट लाइफ इज द बेस्ट। स्टडी से प्यार है और सेवा से प्यार है। तो स्टडी से प्यार होने के कारण सदैव कभी ये अनुभव नहीं होता हम गृहस्थी है, न हूँ न थी न कब ऐसा फील होता। हम स्टूडेंट हूँ, स्टूडेंट तो सदैव मस्त रहता, इसलिए हम लोग स्टूडेंट है। सारी प्रवृत्ति, लेकिन प्रवृत्ति मेरी थोड़ी है, बाबा की है, इसलिए कोई प्रवृत्ति नहीं। जमेले आते हैं, फिर जमेले बाबा के है कि मेरे थोड़ी है। इसलिए ये इतना अच्छा हाल है, सारे जमेले आते। अच्छा आया जमेला, कुछ भी आया, कई प्रकारों के जमेले आते, आया उसका विचार किया, राय दिया, जवाब दिया, बात पूरी हुई। जमेला आया, बाबा अब क्या करूं, बाबा बताता ऐसे करो, हल दे दिया, पूरी हुई बात। तो नींद आती अच्छी, मुझे ये सबको पता है कि दादी की नींद, आप यहाँ आएंगे, अच्छा दादी ये बात है, मैं कहता अच्छा ओम शांति, यूं किया मुझे पता ही नहीं आप खड़े भी हो या गए, मुझे ये भी नहीं पता है ना। ये बाबा की मदद है। मैं आप मिनट कहो, मैं मिनट भी नहीं कहती, मैं सिर्फ ऐसा करूंगी, 1 सेकंड में नींद आएंगी, चाहे कितने भी झमेले से जाएंगी कमरे में। कई बार होता है झमेला हुआ, ये हुआ, अच्छा ओम शांति, ये हुआ, बस ऐसा किया और नींद आ जाएगी। पूछो कमरे में जो हमारे रहते उनको पता है। हाँ नहीं, देखो हम आपको बताएंगे, देखो
Om Shanti. Thank you. So just to let you all know, today is Saturday. So we'll be having chit chat with Didi and Brother Eric. So please stay back with us. So before that, let's get our homework and we'll do drill and then we'll start our chit chat. So welcome, Angel Sister Shireen.
Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, Didi. That was so nice with Dadiji. Every time I look at and hear Dadiji or any of our ancestors, I think we are so fortunate we have them, that these are our role models. Can you imagine how much happiness and how much purity and how much love that soul has? We are so fortunate that they were there for us and they set the tone of the yagya. So with that said, let's do today's homework. Realizations of a pure soul. I am that same soul who has claimed all rights from Baba. Every cycle, I, the pure soul, am one of a handful of multi-millions who have recognized Baba. Therefore, I, the soul, realize my worthiness, accept it, and will become a deity soul. So let's do our drill. Realizations of a pure soul. I am that same soul who has claimed all rights from Baba every cycle. I, the pure soul, am one of a handful of multi-millions who has recognized Baba. Therefore, I, the soul, realize my worthiness, accept it, and will become a deity soul. I am that same soul who has claimed all rights from Baba every cycle. I, the pure soul, am one of a handful of multi-millions who has recognized Baba. Therefore, I, the soul, realize my worthiness, accept it, and will become a deity soul. Om Shanti.
Welcome to the Avyakti journey of Vyakti Parivar Chit-Chat, sharing from the heart that touches the heart. I'd like to invite our dear brother Eric. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, dear Sister Bhumi, and loving greetings, dearest Mohini Didi, and good evening, everyone. Om Shanti. Every time we listen to Daddy Kumarka, I'm wondering, why do we all smile? How is it that as soon as Daddy starts speaking, the feelings in our heart change. And I remember when we, used to see her in Madhuban, and I always had such incredible experiences, and being in the auditorium in Om Shanti Bhavan. And as soon as Daddy would just walk in through on the stage, I remember Mohini Didi, I think everyone started to, even the body will change, people will become alert, who will smile. So what is it, Mohini Didi? What was Daddy Prakash Mani's secret that just seeing her, we felt happy? I'm trying to achieve the same status, so I'm checking, but it doesn't work. When I just walk in, I don't see the same result. But,
It's true because, yes, I also felt that. But one time, Dadi came to New York, and it was, I think, 88, or I don't know if you were here, but first time we arranged a program for media. We thought that, so one of the thought we had that before program starts, there were a lot of people. There were about 85 of people from media. We did it in the Fashion Institute in New York, and a good hall. And so we said, let's do it. Daddy always said, do something new. So when she started talking, she was trying to create the vision of golden age, what kind of world. And so, like we thought, I don't know how people will accept it or not, but there was complete silence, and people were really listening attentively. And so surprisingly that how, as you said, her presence created some very beautiful kind of energy where people can start believing, and people can feel light and belonging. And so we all want to be like that. Now, if it's a secret, then I won't know, right? Because it's secret. But I think her clean heart, her, love for everyone, true love. It's not just love, but she really loved everyone. Because for us, like, even if there is love, gradually it's not there, but a very subtle fear of attachment and subtle fear of what people are going to expect now. But she was so internally carefree with that, being spiritual, image of spiritual love, very carefree. That's what she shared. That a situation come, she resolves it, and within few seconds she's sleeping. And that I saw myself when she came to New York. Sometimes in the bedroom we all are chatting, and other sisters were around. And while we are chatting, and we saw Dadi is already sleeping. And then she will wake up and she said, oh, what you all are doing? And, so it's a very deeply somewhere that purity, where she's not holding anything from past for anyone, and very clean heart, I must say. And when there is clean heart, then the joy and happiness she's able to sustain naturally. I think that creates that energy for us, that we feel light, we feel happy, also carefree in her presence. I remember one time I went to her with a situation. Without hearing, she said, oh, you never will have that. You can resolve it. She didn't want it to even listen. And then I said, well, it's a blessing for me. I didn't say, well, Dadi, you didn't give me enough time. And I said, it's all right. If she says, maybe that will be blessing for me. So I think that a soul truly pure and love, true love, spiritual love. I think
I remember a beautiful scene in New York when I think it was for Million Minutes of Peace Appeal, and we were in a community hall somewhere. I think it was maybe even New Jersey. I'm not sure. And I know senior brothers were there, and we all started, as usual, when Daddy starts speaking, we don't know how, but we start dancing. And sometimes halfway through the Murli or in a class, we were all dancing. And one sister went into trance and she started to really dance, and we knew she was gone. And Daddy came and took her hands. And the way she brought her close to her just to bring her back to, just being normal. And for me, I was maybe 2 years, 3 years in Gyan, and I was like, wow, what's seen is beautiful. So her natural closeness to all of us was absolutely unique. And in Madhuban, I remember when we go to see her in a room, it was not too many brothers, it was mostly sisters. That was before I tried a sari and disguised as Erica. So it was really Eric going to Daddy's room. And when she saw me, many sisters said, hey, no brothers, no brothers. And then Daddy Ji said, no, brother, come. And she was combing her hair. She was just combing her hair, putting a sari with little Mohini. I was in tears. It's such beautiful. And she said, Daddy also comb her hair herself. And she was so natural. And I said, Daddy, I love you so much. I want to move to Madhuban and stay with you. And so like that, in Golden Age, we'll be living together.
No, but
so she took my hand and she said, no, brother, it doesn't work like that. It's not a matter of living with me. You have to have the same sanskars. Then we'll be together in Golden Age. Okay. Now I realize she gave me homework.
It's very interesting that they allowed you to go in, but I know that I also used to go. And I was thinking today, for me, when I'm getting dressed, I need to be alone. I need concentration. But with her, people keep coming in and they keep sitting around and she is combing hair or whatever she has to do. Yeah, I mean, it's some kind of that innocence of purity, that she doesn't have any thought. So I think that, yes, brothers also felt very close. I know Brother Charlie and Brother Ken, because when she went to Australia, Brother Ken used to cook for her, and she will go also and start cooking with him, So yes, her purity, her love. I think that she was made like that, right? It's not she must be making efforts, but the number one quality, we say. So that quality was there in her, right?
Mm-hmm. I like the way you talked about realization, and you mentioned really realization about one's own attitude, behavior. And in the little clip we heard from Baba before, he was mentioning more the realization of being a soul and recognizing God as a foundation to create or to imbibe purity. And the whole week, exactly that's what I was reflecting, and what I would be very interesting to know your thoughts on is, in one hand, Baba says the soul has become impure and it has to become pure. And on the other hand, sometimes we have to realize that I am a pure soul. And I'm wondering, what do you think? Do you think the soul really changes? Or is it just the sanskars, the perception of the soul? In other words, if I tune with my purity, the purity is already in the soul, isn't it? Or is the purity have to come in the soul, I don't know, by injection maybe, or by extra toli, I don't know how, but it doesn't come in the soul, the purity. It's there already.
No, so soul is pure, but the degrees of purity reduce with the time. So as much I realize and think, and of course through my thoughts, word, I am accumulating or increasing the degrees of purities. So if you want 100% purity, but soul also has lost a lot of percentage. No, we had lost. And now we have reclaim or accumulating or, becoming pure again, making it 100%. So basically soul's energy is pure, right? But it has really diminished and reached to very little and we keep increasing that light of purity.
Mm.
Right? But it's a very, very good practice, which was shared just now, that if I keep thinking I'm a pure soul, have that realization, recognition, and I have to become 100% pure, then it will help. This awareness of I'm a pure soul then will help in attitude and drishti and my interaction with others. I thought it's a very good practice, and I myself would want to do it more. Even there is attention on purity, but to have awareness all the time, I'm a pure soul, can really bring a lot of change in our thoughts, words, and actions, interaction with others.
I understand. So what do you think of this, of the thought? We think of linear, I was in golden age pure, now it is iron age, I'm impure. But what if we think the soul is not in time, it just is eternal? Is it not a bit like listening to radio? Like on a radio, there are many stations broadcasting at the same time, and I'm just choosing which one I listen. So do you think our golden age radio station is broadcasting, but we're just not hearing it? And if I tune and I hear it, I'll say, oh, I'm realizing I'm such a beautiful soul. So I was thinking, maybe it's just a shortcut for me, but thinking, instead of making effort to become pure, why don't I listen to the radio of purity all the time and stop listening to other things, and I will feel pure because it's already in me, the whole recording of Golden Age, the whole experience of Baba, the whole experience of the purity. Am I right, or is it?
No, it is again creating. It is creating awareness, isn't it?
Mm.
So if you are creating that awareness, then you will not only feel it, but you will experience. But that's the whole thing is about awareness, right? That doesn't stay most of the time. We again get into sanskars or body consciousness, and so that's what Baba is saying, to maintain awareness all the time. And that is why this practice is very good, becoming deity, and I'm a deity soul. So I think this awareness and the practice will give us the experience as we're listening to radio. And it won't be just listening, but you will feel it, you will experience it also. So I agree with that, but there is effort of maintaining the awareness.
Right, it's maintaining. What has been your experience? Because I'm sure many of us feel the same way, that when we start in Gyan, we discover the soul, we say, yes, now I know what is the soul. 3 months later, we say, now I realize the soul. And then 6 months later, no, now I really realize the soul. And we keep progressing with a bigger defined or a better refined awareness of the soul, isn't it? So what has been your experience in going deep into yourself? Do you find that you had such realizations that it really brought you completely different to a different state, that there was no going back?
I mean, there is no going back, definitely. And, when there is this awareness more and more, you feel very divine, some kind of inner divinity. And I always keep saying, today I'm in a heavenly bliss, it's like internal feelings of being in heaven. And I also feel that we are really sometimes thinking, oh, there will be world and it's heaven. But internally, we have to create that from now, and morning times, or, one time our sisters were so intoxicated, they were in the kitchen, clearing kitchen, and they start dancing with their spoons and forks, and you all saw that, right? And so they must be in their heavenly, and they dancing, and then they created dance with others, right? You all saw. But they showed me the picture, and they called one center, and that sister is very close to us, and they said, see the dance. They said, do Sister Mohini know that you all dancing in kitchen? So they all came upstairs and said, oh, we want to. I was in bed and they wanted to show me this dance. But I said, well, it's very good, no, to experience super sensitive joy and start dancing wherever you are. I mean, they love to dance, but not necessarily, as I, mentioned that Brahma Baba in History Hall, sometimes he's alone and he was, his hands were moving, and we don't call it dance, but it's like, they are not in our control, like it's some deep, very joyful, and you want to just dance, feeling of that dance, We call it Ras of Gopis. It's Sri Krishna. So I think that it's not going down, but mostly because we are karma yogis too. So our intellect is to get tasks done. But otherwise, if you allow those feelings, they might be much more, right? But because we want to remain focused, we want to do it, and but definitely day by day, it's increasing, right? Our feelings of being deity, going to heaven, we are just waiting, right? To go.
I know our intoxication is unique in conference stage. I don't think Lakshmi Narayana will be dancing with spoons and pots and pans, but and I don't imagine you have been dancing with spoons either. But I'm told that you used to really enjoy dancing, and that you had a very good rhythm. I'm told that you had a very good beat.
So because that was one intoxication of super sensitive joy. And when you are in that, rhythm automatically comes. You don't need to know or learn. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, when those sisters are driving, we should tell them to be careful not having super sensuous intoxication in the car, because driving with the wheel will be a little bit complicated. So letting go back to this realization, when Baba, mentioned, and for me, I feel there's a secret somewhere there when he said that the purity comes from the realization of the soul and him, of Baba, and the attainment. I mean, you've been telling us for months, and year that the attainments are so important, and we should really experience, even I think it was yesterday about effort, attainment, who brings contentment. So how can we help our state of realization of that level to become even greater? Is it just through silence, to sitting quietly? How do you increase the realization of the soul?
I said it's the awareness, no, that I'm a pure soul. And as often, even one thought or few thoughts or few moments, I think for whole day, if we keep doing it, until now, some or other, we are not able to integrate our practice as a karma yogi, But more we integrate it. And I think Baba has given us time, and we will get, in the sense of there is limited service, we're not going out, we're not traveling. So if we pay attention and, do it on a regular basis, I remind myself too, and I said, today I'm going to do this. So certain morning hours one does it and then get into one's own, So, but I think if we pay attention, it's already there, like our purity and love for Baba. But it is not coming in recognition in the sense of experience because of lack of awareness. So
do you feel that your recognition of Baba is changing also with time, or do you still get sometimes realizations about certain aspect of Baba that you didn't realize before?
I think recognition always, like, okay, when you listen to Murli, like Baba says, I'm almighty. I can do certain things, but don't expect that I can, if Baba says sometimes that someone is dead and you say, make it alive, I won't do that. So it's like listening to Murli helps me to recognize Baba a lot more. And then, of course, personal experiences. I remember Dadi Janki once said that when it comes to settling of karmic accounts, he doesn't come in. He just remained detached observer. But at that time, if I am remembering, then he can help. So it's very subtle how if I'm remembering, I will get help, whether even while settling karmic accounts. So today I had few sessions here there, and I was telling them that if there is anything, let's say it's not happening or body or something, instead of having wasteful thoughts, doubtful thoughts, just keep remembering Baba deeply. And as much keep remembering Baba, you could feel the help from Baba. You could feel you are being healed. But if I don't remember and I say, well, Baba will help, it doesn't work. So recognition, then bringing in life Baba's help, let's say, that I keep courage, I have trust, Baba will help. But then experience, how does Baba really help, How do I feel that help? So that is something I think that recognition, as you said, to know how he works, how he does, how invisible he is, and how he could make himself present. So all that is recognition, which is more and more that happening, more we are able to be close to Baba and never feel I am not close to Baba or Baba is not close to me, So I think it must be happening in everyone's life, like knowing God as he is, So every day is different. Every day is different.
And Baba always used different formulas, in Murlis, even in Sakar Murlis, when the other day he said, body consciousness will make you weak, very weak, and very distant from Baba. And it really struck me as, wow, am I aware of that? That every time body consciousness is to a certain degree, it takes me away from Baba. And that's why I feel that is our effort, like you mentioned, and we had discussion last week or the week before, that, Baba will do more through me if I allow him. And sometime I was thinking, and that's why I asked you if that was a karmic account with God, if I'm not paying attention, I'm not allowing Baba to use me fully. But in the same way, I was thinking, if I'm not paying attention, my radio station of Golden Age cannot play. My purity wants to express, but it cannot even, because if I'm pure yesterday and today I'm in a bad stage, I'm not less pure, am I? My purity from yesterday is still there, but it's cloud. There's like a cloud, and I'm not allowing that purity. So maybe my purity from Golden Age tries to say something, and I'm not allowing it to say everything.
Because that is why many Baba's children still feel we don't feel presence of Baba, we don't feel close to Baba, we don't experience love from Baba, because of could be body consciousness or doubts or, something, because there is no purity of that mind and intellect to have those feelings of Baba. But otherwise, if we really pay attention to our state of mind and keep total faith and love, you could just feel Baba. You can feel his help. You can feel his love. You can feel his presence. So I will suggest everyone, okay, it's not question of making efforts, but pay attention, that you are able to maintain certain quality of purity, love, your peace, these qualities of the soul, so that soul can experience Supreme Soul. But if I am not bringing the qualities of the soul and I'm in body consciousness, always complaining, always have doubts, and so you cannot really feel love and the presence of Baba. So recognition, but also Baba in my life. It's really very personal, And as you identify that it's our stage, any kind of little body consciousness, you cannot feel close to God. Right? We know that as a soul, I am child of God, not as a whatever I am physically. I am not child of God. So we forget about that. So that's why this realization that I am a pure soul and then recognition of God really keeps you close to Baba, very close. And we come to know when there is closeness, then love is overflowing and naturally peaceful and contentment. All the qualities can be experienced, right?
Good. So that's a good aim to keep. And I think the sign when we succeed in doing this is that we find ourselves in the kitchen dancing with the spoon by ourselves. And that will be the proof we made it. So that will be lovely. And please, anyone who find themselves dancing in the kitchen with the spoons, please take pictures and send to Mohini Didi so we can have a nice collection of that for the next maybe Sunday night program. That would be lovely. Thank you, Mohini Didi. It's good to always go deeper with these thoughts and really enjoy taking them with us afterwards and play with them, not just in the kitchen, but everywhere. So thank you again.
Om Shanti. Thank you very much, Didi and Brother Eric. It was wonderful chit chat. And now let's remember Baba. We'll share Drishti. Brother Eric, this is specially for you because Didi wants to offer you something.
A spoon?
You can see yourself.
Okay, now I can see it.
Nice
Toli. Yes.
Actually, someone came and Toli came from Madhuban. We had been getting Toli from Madhuban. Anyone comes, Muniben sends. So this is the Toli. Tomorrow we have big celebration at Harmony House. It's they're celebrating birthday for me, making lot of Tolis. So
and which Toli is this one?
Which
Toli is this one?
No, we have of dates and nuts Toli. No, this is Madhuban Toli.
But which kind is it? Is it the almond or the milk?
No, it is from besan, split, what they call it, chickpeas flour. Right? Yes, you get it.
Thank you. I got it.
But
Zoom
tomorrow,
have now we have a Zoom. There will be on Zoom translation, and soon there will be Toli icon.
Yeah, actually, tomorrow they're giving a nice box of Toli. We will give you tomorrow. Okay, Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. So always tomorrow, I am a pure soul, I am a divine soul, becoming deity. Even if we know, but keep creating that awareness. And of course, we will experience how do we recognize Baba and come closer to Baba. So have a special day. Good night, everyone. Om Shanti. Good night.